Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are talking right now with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com, previewing a handful of games from college football Week 8. Right now, we're going to cover an interesting SEC matchup, Georgia and Arkansas. Joe Duffy, thanks for being back with us.
All right, thank you, Peter.
All right, give a quick plug for OffshoreInsiders.com. Emphasize once again how you do at your site when you're not, giving picks to your clients that I ask you to take. You're giving whatever games you think you have a big edge on.
Yeah, no, so, sometimes I figure maybe I shouldn't talk about the fact that I've been winning for 27 years because people that care about that, they've already been with me for years and years and years. Those people just want to jump on at the right time. It is the right time because coming off an NFL weekend, 4-2 overall, that included a money line, underdog, so it was juice-free, 4-0 with spread games in the NFL and a huge college and NFL weekend. Coming up, Joe Duffy's picks at OffshoreInsiders.com.
Georgia and Arkansas. Interesting game here. Right now, I'm seeing Georgia as a 3.5 or 4-point road favorite market wide. And, they're coming off the Missouri blowout, right? And in that game, actually in our call, I gave the opinion. I was like, I have a feeling that Georgia might be one of these teams that, might not look super dominant when they're, out, when they're overplayed. In most of their games, they might not look super dominant. But when they really step up, when they really have to dial it up to 10, then all of a sudden you're like, whoa, this team is serious, is the real deal when they're dialing it up to 10. And Arkansas, they're coming off of the close near miss against Alabama, and they were a big underdog there. Relatively easy cover. I didn't have any outside intel on that one, but I gave that one as a pick in my Pete's Premium Parlay. I saw that one coming. And, here we have, I think that maybe the same situation. I'm just feeling the exact same way. I'm thinking, Georgia might be one of these elite teams that when they need to dial it up, they can. And in a game where, all they need to do is, to get a cover is to win by 4 or more, 3.5 or more. In this case, I'm thinking you don't want to go against Georgia. I think, I know it's tough to do it 2 weeks in a row, but I think I take Georgia minus 3.5 here. What do you think, Joe?
Yeah, well, Mark Richt has obviously done a great job recruiting there, especially at running backs. I mean, if you look at the history of Georgia, it was a couple years ago that Isaiah Crowell and Nick Marshall were supposed to be that phenomenal 1-2 punch, and then Gurley kind of came out of nowhere. Then, of course, we know the whole Gurley situation. He's practicing with the team, which is leading some people to speculate that his suspension could be lifted. I would be surprised. Keep in mind what we always say, though. The teams can rally around adversity on an injury short term, and there's no question that Chubb, he is a highly recruited player. He is a real deal stud. He could start at a lot of colleges, but still, Gurley was probably the leading candidate for the Heisman Trophy. It's impossible not to have a drop-off, and now that they're not going to have quite the element of surprise and be able to rally around him, I still think that even though they didn't miss Gurley last game, they'll probably miss him a little bit more. Like you said, Arkansas, they're knocking on the door. They still haven't won an SEC game under Bielema since they took him from Wisconsin, but they continue to be very competitive. They have a physical running game. They're three deep. They are truly 3 deep at running back. And Georgia, they had a good defensive effort last week. When was the last time that Georgia's had back-to-back great defensive efforts? That's why they keep going through defensive coordinators. I have my doubt. I think Arkansas's running game matches up well. Just because you rally around a star player the first game without him doesn't mean the second game you will. I do think that Arkansas might finally get that SEC win.
And they have covered 5 in a row, so I'm not sure I'd want to bet against Arkansas either. And yeah, for sure, this is kind of an up year for Arkansas. I had them circled as a little bit of at least a little bit of an undervalued team. I'm just wondering if maybe the near miss against Alabama might have taken a little bit out of Arkansas as well. They're coming off the bye. They almost got it. They got the loss. Now they have to go against another, top program. And again, if this were 8.5, 10.5, sure, I take Arkansas, but it's just 3.5. It makes me nervous, although I can't say I disagree with you. What do you think about those points, Joe?
No, there is no doubt about it. I mean, when you almost beat Alabama, even though this is probably not, a classic Alabama team, it is, without question, a tough game to bounce back from. But I think, on the other hand, they can say this is a big confidence builder for them. This is where they have a quality name team at home and really have a chance to finally win a game outright in the SEC. And everybody who knows Arkansas, who knows Georgia, the opinions I respect say that Georgia has not faced an offensive line and a physical running attack like this. And really, that's one way, when you are off of a heartbreaking loss, really a way to establish your presence is with that nice smash mouth. And I think that Arkansas is going to come out and run straight at that defense of Georgia, which has shown some holes in the past couple of years. Last week's nice effort notwithstanding. And now I just think that Arkansas is going to win this game at the line of scrimmage, putting in fresh running backs, and they're going to eventually wear Georgia's defense down.
Right. Maybe if it was more of a precision game that they played, they'd be a little bit sloppy. All right. You kind of got me sold here, Joe Duffy. Arkansas currently +4 is a widely available number, and that is Joe Duffy's recommended play on this one. Thanks so much, Joe.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.